This is Chie Satanaka, and you're listening to the Giant Sword Podcast. You better eat more meat.
Hello, and welcome to this week's Giant Sword Podcast. I'm your party leader, Nick Lynn. Joining me today, as always, is Taylor Hoyt.
What's up?
And Shadow Elite. What's up?
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hey. How's everyone doing with sickness and all that?
Oh, dude, it killed me last week. I was out all last week. Really didn't work at all last week, so kicked my butt, but now feeling better.
Were you scared a little bit? Were you like, I got the corona?
Oh, no, I wasn't. It was just flu.
You sure, man? You never know.
Well, I'm feeling better now, so even if I had the corona, then I'm better now, so it doesn't really matter.
All I know
Well,
is
supposedly it doesn't really affect like younger people. It's like really old people that it affects. That's like has the greatest risk. I guess you could say.
Yeah, that's kind of what I heard too.
Yeah.
it's also canceling all my gaming stuff.
Canceling my anime stuff.
Yeah, everything's being canceled. Oh well. We'll see. But yeah, everyone around me is sick except for me. It's really fun.
Yeah, man, you might want to stay away from them, bro. You putting on masks? You got hand sanitizers?
I got everything. I'm all set.
Oh, man.
I'm just gonna be a neat and stay in my room for about 5 weeks.
There you go.
All right. So not much has happened except for one big thing. The Final Fantasy VII demo dropped on us, and we all finally were able to play it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and everyone was excited, and then there seemed to be a big division between a bunch of people. Like people are like, I'm disappointed. Don't like it. This is not what I expected. What are your thoughts? Let's start with Shadow. What are your thoughts?
I thought the demo was just fine. It didn't like blow me away like nostalgia wise. I thought I was really gonna get hyped for the nostalgia. I mean, I was there a little bit, not really that much. It played exactly how I thought it was gonna play. We didn't see the materia system in use, but that's fine. I guess that's for the full game. The game was relatively easy, but it was, I guess you could say, it was more of a. I guess you could say it put up a fight more than I expected it to. Especially with like the guard scorpion or whatever he's called.
Yeah.
That put up a fight more than I thought. I was like, wait a minute, how am I supposed to kill this thing? And eventually, I got it. I got used to it. You know, it was nothing. Like Cloud and Barrett, they were telling you what to do as you were doing it, and tell you use magic, attack it from behind, do all this other stuff. It would seem some game journalists don't know that. And I'm not gonna name any names from Kotaku or anything like that, But some game journalists, they don't know how to play a game, a video game. That's how you play a video game. Dude was complaining about, I gotta attack, I gotta block, I gotta dodge, I gotta hit him, I gotta use magic. I'm like, bruh, that's a video game. That's an action game. Have you never played an action game before in your life? Who is reviewing these games out here? I don't know.
Is that the same person that you were talking about, Taylor?
Yeah, that was the same person that posted an article it was 7 years ago, I think, that said it's time to declare Final Fantasy dead, like as a series.
Oh my god! My god!
That aged well.
Oh my god! He clearly not a fan of the series. I don't think he's a fan of RPGs. So why is he even sitting there playing? He better not be reviewing anything.
Well, hey, Kotaku isn't a fan of video games in general. I mean, come on.
I mean, seriously. That's just terrible. I mean, like, I heard some people, like some game journalists, they're like failed writers, so they just go to gaming because they figure gaming is easy and they could just write about gaming, but they can't like write for, like, I guess you could say newspapers or websites or like news sites. So they figure writing for games is just normal, but they affecting all this stuff out here.
It's definitely not the same as it used to be.
Yeah.
Like the good old days of PSM where everything was overhyped even though something was bad.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, the demo was sound. I didn't see anything wrong with it. There was some people talking about the some of the gameplay and the combos only masking to the face buttons or something like that, or you're only allowed 4. I didn't see a problem with that at all.
Oh, like the
Like
shortcuts?
I'm sure. Yeah, the shortcuts. Yeah, I didn't see a problem with that because like somebody had said that you're gonna get a lot more options down the line, and you're only allowed 4 shortcuts. And I'm like, well, you just gotta take into account where you at, what kind of enemies you're running into, and equip your shortcuts appropriately. So it's like, yeah, what's the problem here? I don't know. Maybe I gotta play the game myself and see what it's like to be only limited to 4 shortcuts.
It's like you gotta prepare yourself before you.
Yeah,
do
before you
battles.
start running through the dungeon. Yeah. What else? The active time bar. I heard some people was complaining about that. I didn't see anything wrong with it, like at all. Like they're saying, like, oh, you shouldn't require an active time bar to heal to use an item or something like that. I'm like,
It's
that's not it.
I get it because I bet you some people didn't notice that if you are not controlling the character, the active time bar fills up really really slow. So it encourages you to switch characters often.
Oh, see, that's a good point. So you're not using the same character over and over again and button mashing with Cloud.
Mm-hmm.
So it encourages switching. That's a really good thing. The voice acting, I only heard one person say the voice acting was trash in English. I don't know what they were talking about.
I think are we thinking of the same person?
I'm pretty sure we are. Like no shot at this person. I'm just like I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Like I thought everybody sounded the way they should sound. Like Barrett, like I thought that's exactly how Barrett sounds. That's exactly how he reacts. So I'm like, yeah, that's him. Like I don't see anything wrong with the voice acting.
Yeah, he was. He was a rambling. He was rambling at the beginning of the game, if I remember, just like rambling about the end of the world, and stuff like that. And
yeah, that's exactly what he was doing in the classic. So he was doing the same thing. So like that's him. That's Barrett. Like what's the problem here, man? I don't know. Maybe you think, hey man, some people don't like English dubs. Some people can't. Some people can't deal. Not a big deal. Graphics. Do we need to talk about graphics? Stellar, absolutely stellar. I can't wait for it to go on PC so it can be even better at 60 FPS and higher.
And mods, of course, right?
And mods, absolutely. Oh man, I can't wait to get like all the Tifa mods, all the Aerith mods. This is gonna be a wrap. Yeah, ultimately, great demo. Got me a bit hyped. Kept my hype level in check, and I'm definitely of course I was playing day one, but yeah. Looking forward to more now.
What about you, Taylor?
Nice.
I remember reading a tweet there. You're saying that I just turned it on and I'm already feeling the feels from nostalgia.
Oh, dude. So they put out a trailer a couple weeks ago. It was like the full opening or whatever, and so I didn't want to watch that because I didn't want to get spoiled. And so I boot the game up for the first time, and I went back and watched part of it. Apparently, there's even more to the beginning. I started watching that trailer. And I'm like, oh, there's more, so I'm gonna just wait for the full game. But anyway, for the demo, yeah, just when that music swells, when it first shows Eris, and then when it pulls out to the city, like I don't know how they did that, like from a technical standpoint, because like they just keep pulling out and out and out and out, and the fidelity stays the same. Like on this is like a technical marvel. Like I don't know how they're doing it. It's incredible. But yeah, I love how it looks. Like, it's one thing to watch something in a trailer, but then when you actually like have it on your TV in front of you playing with a controller, like it just looks different. And I guess I was a little surprised just how good it looked like in motion as I was playing it for myself. It looked really good. Like all the character models look like on point. They look perfect. Barrett is like a giant. Like when you're actually like sitting there playing the game, and then it's like doing the cutscenes, and like Barrett is just his arms and his body. He is just a giant man in this game. But I thought all the voice acting was great. Jesse be thirsty though. My God.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if Jesse was a dude, you'd be seeing articles out the wazoo like, oh my God, this is misogynistic against women or something like that. Oh, this is feminist. I don't know, but nobody's saying nothing. Nobody's saying nothing about Jesse. Want to know why? Because she's a girl, and that's okay.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
Like really, we don't care. Like that's what people should like in fiction. People, if it's a guy doing that to a girl, they shouldn't care. It's just the character. It's that.
Exactly.
It's how the character is written.
Unless, of course, it's Persona 5 guys, and they had to fix it because it was very homophobic and transphobic. So, the combat was really interesting. I really liked it. I thought it was going to be. I know they said this at the E3 presentation. I know they said like, "Oh, you can't just mash your way through it," and I thought, I'm like, "Oh, that's just what it's going to be." This game is very tactical. Like you have to really think about like when you're using your ATB bar. Apparently, there's a counter. I didn't know this until watching Max Dude's video. But apparently, if you switch from Operator to Punisher right as they're attacking, you do a counter attack.
When you're blocking.
Which the game doesn't teach you, obviously. They preview a little bit. Like once you beat the demo, it shows you like a little bit of what's to come. Apparently, there's these enemies with shields, and that's like you can't do damage to them normally. So that's how you like get their shield out of the way is with a counter. So there's a lot of hidden mechanics, I think, or there's more that they're going to teach you as you play, hopefully. And then the other thing, like you guys were saying, that I was really surprised at is how much I enjoyed switching between the two characters, because I remember like, oh, I'm just going to be Tifa the whole game once you get control of her. But I'm like, no, dude, Barrett was awesome. Like he was super fun. Cloud was cool, and then like how each enemy had their different weaknesses, like the little dogs, the guard dogs. Like if you just mash on them, you're not going to be able to get them. So you have to, use magic and use. It's not braver. It's the other limit break you have. I forget what it's called.
I think it's just called lunge, like lunge attack or something like that.
Yes, yeah, something like that. But yeah, it was cool. Everything that was they nailed. I thought the voice acting was good. The only thing that I'm a little concerned about is padding. The Scorpion boss fight was like a 10-minute boss fight. I felt like it just kept going on and on and on. It went on way too long, I thought. And then having just beat Final Fantasy VII, like the original, and knowing that the Midgar's only 5 hours, and that's, doing everything and knowing what to do, like, I wonder how they're going to pad this out to 30, 40 hours.
Well, it's I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it was like I was talking to my friend earlier today, and she was like, if they do it right, you can easily pad Midgar out in a nicely paced way, like there are so many moments in which they can expand upon, like the whole it's a 20-year-old game. The whole that whole thing going up to the fight with Reno, that whole thing can be extended like really well, and you can even get more of an emotional payoff during that scene. What else? I guess like finding Aerith, like moving around Aerith's home and going through the slums more. You can expand that whole area easily. Sure, there might be some fetch quests, probably. I'm expecting them to throw in one more reactor for us to blow up. That would be a good thing to do.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
there is another reactor. If you, I was watching Max's stream on it, and in the demo where Jesse asked, "What is Tifa to you?" Yeah, and it kind of like goes like Claude kind of like goes crazy a little bit, like it's all staticky. In the this demo's old, and Max played a newer version. During that part, they play a cutscene back to Nibelheim.
Oh, okay.
So there's stuff added, and they said that, and the whole Aerith, the whole Aerith, same thing. This is thing like seeing ghosts or whatever those things are. That's going to be a whole new plot point that we don't know about. And then
that's true, yeah.
And then we're seeing Sephiroth all the time.
Yeah, he's gonna be a boss battle.
So it's you never see Sephiroth in Midgar, right, Taylor? I'm trying to remember that.
No, not. I mean, you see bits of him, like you see, like what he does, but he doesn't actually show himself.
Yeah.
I don't think you actually physically see him in person until
Yeah,
the boat going to Cosmo Canyon, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I think you're right.
Because obviously there's all the flashbacks and Calm, so you see him a lot there, but you don't actually. Because I mean, like I said, I just played it. So you go to Calm, then you go through the Materia Cave. You don't see him there. Then you go to Union Harbor, and he's not really there. Yeah, he's on the boat. The first time you see him is on the boat on the way to Cosmo Canyon. And that's like, that's a good chunk of the way into the game. So yeah, they had to put him in there, and then
Exactly.
yeah, there's gonna be I think the Shinner Tower is gonna be big.
Yeah.
There'll be a lot to do there because they haven't even shown Rufus yet. I mean, he's obviously he doesn't play a big part till the end of that, but they're gonna have to do something with him.
Yeah, he probably got like a whole big epic boss battle with him on the roof. That'd be a crazy fight.
I mean, his name is Rufus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of locations that I think for the fidelity that they're gonna have to render it at for this game, like they might as well do more there. Like you guys were saying, like Eris's house and the church. Like they showed a fight with Rude, which you don't really fight Rude in Midgar as far as I remember. But it's like there's that bit where he like throws Cloud into Eris, and it's like I've never seen the area they're in, so they're probably doing.
There's gonna be more boss battles, definitely.
Yeah. So I mean, it remains to be seen, but I'm worried just a little bit. But overall, I really loved what I see. I was really happy with it. So I guess we'll just have to wait for the full game to see how it turns out.
Like honestly, I should be more worried about it because it is Square Enix and they have disappointed me so many times in the past. But you have so much opportunity here to not like pad this out in a way that's bad. You have nothing but content here. Please do this right. For the love of God. It's not that. Oh, I can't say it's not that hard, but it's there. Like, come on. It should be easy. Now, a lot of people are saying that, it's 2 to 3 hours. You can't stretch out 2 to 3 hours. But like I said, if you played it recently, like you have, Taylor, you could see that there are areas in which they can easily expand upon. So there should be no reason why this game should have any like real padding whatsoever. Everything should have some meaning, even if they're just adding new stuff or removing it. Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, we're one short month away as of recording. It's exactly a month away.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So
What about you, Nick? What do you think?
Oh no, I'm going to ask questions. You don't need to know my opinions.
Oh, okay.
I remember reading on Twitter. I think both of you guys were talking to a JRPG. He was saying that he was complaining about the battle system and how he was like, what if Tales of Vesperia, whenever you wanted to do a special move, you had to enter into the menu. Like, how would you feel if you had to do that? And I was thinking, I'm like, well, Tales has shortcuts for abilities. 4 of them. Sometimes 6. And and Final Fantasy VII also has 4 shortcuts. So technically they're doing the same thing.
That's what I was thinking myself, and I was like, I don't see where you're coming from on this one. I really don't. But he said he got he got to the preview event or something like that, so he was able to play a lot more of the game. So I guess that's something I'm gonna have to play the game myself for and see. But as of right now, I don't see anything wrong with it.
With only having 4 items in the quick menu or whatever.
Yeah, like you got 4 skills and the shortcuts, I guess.
He doesn't like that he needs to go into the menu. It feels like it's clunky going into the menu in the middle of an action battle system.
Well, it's like the battle system slows down for you, so you can just take your time and just navigate to like Blizzard and just use it or something like that. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are coming in with it's hard not to with a game like this, with some preconceived notions. So I'm wondering if they're like, if they have weird expectations or something, and because the game isn't doing exactly what they wanted, then it's not. But yeah, I mean, even if you only have 4 things tagged to your quick bar, it's like you have like 2 limit breaks, maybe you have like and 2 materia, or like a limit break in materia, and so I mean, I feel like 4 is plenty. I was never like, oh god, the game is too slow. Like if anything, like I like that you could slow the game down, because, especially with the Scorpion boss fight, because there was a lot happening. Like he's shooting missiles and blowing stuff up, and then like he has that armor that goes up. Like there's like a lot that goes on in some of those fights, so it's kind of nice to be able to slow it down.
Yeah, you got the slow down option right there. I don't see, and then you still have access to all your abilities, but I guess you got to navigate to them, which is technically an ATB when you get right down to it. I mean, battle is still going on, incredibly slow, mind you, but you still gotta navigate through the menus to get what you want. Like I'm playing Final Fantasy 9 right now. The battle continues to go as I try to swirl down like Vivi's spell list to get to the right spell that I want. So it's the same thing. I'm like, I don't know. I gotta play the game myself. I can't judge.
But it's very like. I think people were expecting full-on action, and what we're getting is like it's kind of hybrid. We're getting a hybrid of action and turn-based.
But I kind of feel like they have no choice in that regard, because people wanted the turn-based and they didn't want action, so they try to meet us halfway. And it's like, as you can see, like now everybody's like divided right now, so I guess it kind of didn't work in some regards. The classic mode, it's just it's terrible.
Isn't it just auto attack and then you choose the menus when you want? Yeah,
that's it. It's just like it's super easy. Like, oh my god, I played it on easy just to have fun with it. Yo, the kid, it was literally a button masher. It was such a button masher. I was literally just pressing X and cloud and doing nothing else. This is way too easy. If you have a problem with this game, listen. If you gotta turn the game on easy to get through the game, go ahead. No shame on you. But don't be talking shit like the game is not that hard. That's all I gotta say. Until you play it on normal, at least.
Yeah, I need to play it again, because when I first played it, I was using potions left and right. I'm like, I'm probably playing this game wrong. I need to.
Yeah, the first time you play it, you're not gonna know what the hell is going on. Like, you're not gonna do all that well. You gotta understand it. You're not gonna come in there like wrecking house. Like, you gotta play it for a little bit, learn the ins and outs, and then come back to it, and then see how you do. Because then if you keep doing terribly, like, in a row, then you suck. But but like, I don't think you're gonna get through it the first time around.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I noticed. I played the demo twice. I noticed going through it a second time, it was definitely easier, because I knew how to like. Yes, I think staggering is a much bigger thing than the game maybe lets on. Like each enemy has like some type of weakness, so you can stagger them and do like heavier damage.
I mean, staggering is like the weakness mechanic in Persona and Shin Megami Tensei. So there's your. You always yeah.
Stagger and Shin Megami Tensei?
No, I thought they're like the weakness system in Persona. I thought that was also in Shin Megami Tensei, right?
I mean, like, it's a weakness system, so I don't think it's really like stagger. I don't think the two are the same. No.
I don't think either of us have played a traditional SMT game, but like, so like, in Persona, when you like the whole team of enemies is weak and they're like, you do an all-out attack or whatever. Is there something similar in SMT, or is it just straight attacking and like that's it?
It's like, it's like you hit the enemy weakness and you get an advantage to go again in a turn.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I was going for. Like, it has a like a weakness mechanic, but it's called staggered in this one. Or is it called staggered in Octopath Traveler as well?
No,
it's break. It's break. Yeah, so it's the same thing. Same similar stuff. And that's fun. That's fun in battle systems. I like that stuff.
All right.
But yeah, I liked it. It was fun. I need to play more of it. I want to get farther. Like when it ended, I'm like, I know when it's gonna end. It's gonna be just like in the PlayStation 1 demo, except this time I don't have Tifa with Neo Bahamut, but
yeah.
But it was interesting to play. Even though I've only beat Final Fantasy 7 once, playing the beginning got me a little nostalgic. I felt the feels. And I'm like, I can't wait to play this. I'm glad Taylor is finally getting his Tales of Destiny remake.
Oh yeah.
That's what it is to you. The Tales of Destiny remake. This is how it is. This is like the same thing.
Kind of. Well, I guess what he's saying is like our favorite like childhood RPG getting a remake. I mean, we're as a kid that grew up on the PlayStation 1, I'm getting spoiled right now. Like we have Final Fantasy 7 remake, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3 is coming out. We got that Crash remake thing, and then Harvest Moon Back to Nature / Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town's getting a remake on Switch. So like it's a good time to be an old school PS1 fan.
All our games are getting remade.
I mean, I think it's of all the eras, that's like the one that's most ripe for remakes, just because some of those games have aged so badly. At least visually, they don't look great. So
we're just waiting for that Final Fantasy Tactics remake.
That's right. I'd take it.
But it's
and have the visuals look like War of the Visions or whatever,
or better. I have a feeling that if we get that, we're somehow going to get disappointed.
A Final Fantasy Tactics remake?
Yeah, because it's Square Enix. Unless they put,
I think the age of bad Square is behind us. That's just my personal feeling, because I think here's my thought with that, because like obviously they just had to put out 15, right? And then I think the CEO that was in charge when all the craziness was happening, he's not the CEO anymore. It's a different CEO, and like look what they did with 14. Like 14 is, I don't play 14, but people seem to really like 14. And then like Octopath Traveler was awesome. I don't know. I just think they've been doing cool stuff.
But Square Enix themselves were surprised about Octopath Traveler. Like, oh, this is a thing.
Exactly. They had no idea. They had no faith in that game. They was like, oh, it's selling well. Yeah, guys, we made Octopath Traveler. It's really great, apparently. Yeah.
But I get you. It's not. They're not doing like Final Fantasy 13 bad.
Yeah, like their PS3 was like one of the worst times for them. Like it was a real dark period, but I feel like
I think the PS3 is a dark period for Japanese games in general.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, it was not good.
It was the worst few years for JRPGs. It was really bad.
Hands down.
I think the most JRPGs that came out during that time was like Idea Factory and Kappa Heart. They were the only ones pumping out JRPGs, and that's what got like a really bad stigma for JRPGs, especially in the beginning of that generation.
Yep.
But they were the ones pumping out the most, and like freaking journalists hated them, and I couldn't blame them because they were terrible.
Oh my gosh, I know. Like so, back in that time, I was really close with like people at NIS. So they used to have, they probably still do it, but they had this event in San Francisco, and I would go every year where they would announce games and you could play upcoming games and stuff like that. And they would always publish those games. Like they did Time and Eternity. They used to do all of the Hyperdimension Neptunia games, the Mugen Souls. Like they did all kinds of like, trash tier JRPGs. But yeah, thankfully those dark times are behind us. I mean, I think they also Square also recently did Nier Automata, which was great too.
I mean, who is praising Square for Nier Automata? They're like, I don't know. All I hear whenever I hear like praise goes to Nier Automata is always platinum. It's always platinum. I kind of forget sometimes that Square had any part of Nier Automata. Now some people are saying like Yoko Taro works for Square Enix, something like that. I don't really care. Like,
I mean he's making Final Fantasy 16. We all know this.
Yeah, right. That'd be amazing. That's not happening though.
But yeah, Square ain't got. I'm sorry. I don't associate Square with Nier Automata. I just don't. That's me personally. That's just me. And then what was that tweet that I reported? It was Nier. It was Octopath Traveler, Final Fantasy 14, which they had to reboot, but that was a long time ago, so I guess that's fine. Dragon Quest 11, that's like the only one I'm willing to concede on. It took forever for them to get it out, but like it's still a phenomenal game. But as far as Square coming back, I'm willing to say, all right, maybe. You know what? If Final Fantasy 7 Remake comes out and I love it, all right, I'll be like, all right, Square Enix is back. But I can't forgive them for what things they've done to me in the past. I can't forgive for all the bad ports that they have ported to PC. Remember Chrono Trigger? Yeah, sure,
Oh
they fixed
god,
it, but
it,
like,
it was just the iOS port or something.
yeah, but how you just gonna throw that up there and just be like, oh yeah, let's take your money and we'll fix it later? Like, nah, Sway.
Remember Secret of Mana?
Oof.
That was so bad.
Ah,
But at least Trials of Mana looks good.
Yeah,
that's
Trials
true.
of Mana looks much better. I mean,
That's
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Square. If they can get it, Final Fantasy VII remake good, at least to me, and Trials of Mana comes out, I like it too. I'll say Square Enix is making a comeback. Until then, they're gonna be to me.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, they're not quite like Capcom level of comeback. I'll definitely say that. Like, I think Capcom has just been putting out like banger after banger.
No, I'm just waiting for their fighting game division to, reach that level.
Yeah, yeah. Their fighting games have been a problem for sure. We'll see.
So we're hoping.
I don't know if they.
I'm just
Like,
hoping-
yeah, I don't know if they can do that or not, because fighting games have gone to a different plateau of just, I don't want to say bullshit, but because not having a whole bunch of characters, hiding stuff behind paywalls, hiding colors behind paywalls, outfits. It's like that's just the way of the land right now. Like there's nothing we could really do about that per se.
all they need to do is have. I mean, of course, that's going to happen. That's just how they are. But what needs to happen is Street Fighter 6 needs to look like Guilty Gear, have that fidelity, and it needs to have that production quality. It doesn't need it because Street Fighter looks cheap. Especially when Street Fighter 5 when it first came out, it felt cheap.
Yeah, it's weird. Street Fighter. I think Street Fighter 5 looks good, but it looks so like the characters look big, bulky. What's the word I'm looking for? Clay. It looked like clay. And it's just like, yeah, sometimes they look great, but it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it had a funky look. Same with like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I remember, Nick, when we were at PSX, I was like, this game doesn't look very good. And you're like, oh, they'll fix it later.
They totally
And
did.
They never fixed
They
it.
never did.
No, they didn't.
It sucks.
They
But-
may have slightly fixed Chun-Li's face, but
Yeah.
that's about it. But I heard that, as bad as that game has a rep for, the gameplay is actually pretty good. Like the fighting is actually pretty.
Yeah, I heard the gameplay is apparently awesome. It sucks because the character roster isn't that good, and the graphics ain't that good. It just sounds like PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale all over again.
Ah, man. I would like the PlayStation All Stars to make a comeback. As long as people accept it as a PlayStation All Stars game and not
A Smash
game
clone.
trying to rip Smash, then we should be okay. But I don't think that's
You know,
gonna
it's-
happen.
What's funny is I feel like they'd have to change the name because if they call it PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale, they're gonna think it's a Battle Royale game. The name has taken on new meaning since 2013
you're right.
or whatever,
Yeah, you're right.
Which I would play that. Can you imagine like an actual Battle Royale game with every character, every player is a different PlayStation mask? That'd be amazing. Like 100 different PlayStation characters. So 100 PlayStation mascots drop onto a battlefield.
Oh man,
I think
do they even have 100?
if they make it again, it's just probably gonna be called PlayStation All Stars. They're gonna drop the Battle Royale part.
Yeah, I think they have.
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah, that's a good call.
But we're never gonna get that game because PlayStation has disappeared off the face of the earth. We have no idea what's going on with them.
Except they announced Ghost of Tsushima's coming out in June,
Yeah,
which looks
whatever.
pretty cool.
Yeah. After that, it's done. No more PlayStation.
No, they just announced that Horizon is coming to PC.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Well, let's just wait.
Mods
till
will be fun on that one.
Killzone.
Oh, yeah, Killzone. Forgot Killzone.
It's made by the guys who made Horizon. Isn't that crazy?
I think that's most people's reaction. Oh yeah, Killzone was a thing. I forgot about
Yeah.
this.
It was good.
Yeah, because Horizon just totally blew it out of the water.
Oh, Horizon's such a better game.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember when Killzone 2, not the fake trailer, but when the original trailer, or the gameplay trailer they showed off, came out on E3,
Yeah.
that blew me away. I was like, this game looks amazing. And then you played it. Oh no.
It wasn't that bad, was it?
No, I enjoyed it. It just felt funky. It felt heavy.
Funky,
So-
no good.
So, this got me thinking, what other PS1 games would you want remade for current era?
Oh, jeez. I mean, I think I think we're good on Resident Evils because I mean 3's the last one, so we don't have to worry about Resident Evil. I've been wanting a Legend of Dragoon remake for a long time,
And they've been teasing that too.
kind of. I mean, Blue Point. I don't know what they're doing. I'm going to be really disappointed if it's just a Demon Souls remake. That's what everybody thinks it's going to be. That would be so dumb. But yeah, I just think the localization on that game was really bad. So I think it deserves a proper localization and a better story. I just want to see those cities realized in like modern visuals. Some of those cities are like really pretty looking. Like Fletz is awesome, and then the main capital, the first main capital, the big castle town, is pretty cool looking too. And I just think those dragoon transformations that would be super fun to see how they do that. I just like transforming things, so be kind of be able to like maybe like the game has it, like a bar fills up, and then once you hit the bar, you can transform for a short period of time. And yeah, I think that one deserves it for sure.
So here's my speculation on that. I think it is Legend of Dragoon remake. I bet.
Really?
And it was going to come out like within a couple years, like around this time. But PlayStation 5 is coming out, so now they're delaying it to make it a launch title.
I don't know about that one.
I'd be very happy if that was the case, but I don't know. I'm not getting my hopes up.
Yeah. Another hopes that are that I want is a Silent Hill remake, which they are teasing right now.
Really?
Yeah. Konami said they're making new Silent Hill games.
Really?
And Kojima Productions is like teasing that they're making a horror game. And the guy and the character art, the main artist for Silent Hill 1 and 2 is part of the team that's making the new Silent Hill games. So it's like, are they remaking the first one? Or is PT coming back?
Hard. That's probably it.
Oof. That's a series that deserves some love, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They had those shoddy HD ports or whatever, and then all the sequels. I mean, you've played all the sequels, but apparently they weren't very good.
They weren't. They weren't Silent Hill. I mean, I played them because, I like horror games, and Silent Hill series was my favorite. But they were not even close to the quality of 1, 2, and 3. Like Silent Hill Homecoming, which was Silent Hill 5, was all right, but it wasn't. It was on. It became Saw. So I was like, this is not Silent Hill. Ow, tailbone, effed up.
You got anything, Shadow? Any remakes you like?
From what, PS1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if Square Enix ever announces a Parasite Eve remake, they back. They back in my eyes. I will love Square Enix again. Okay.
That's another thing they're teasing. People are saying that's not out of the books.
Yeah. They just recently didn't they just recently come out and say that
they're looking into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's what happened. So I actually watched the video. So some wrestler, some Japanese American wrestler guy like Johnny Omega.
Kenny Omega, yeah.
Kenny Omega, yeah, thank you. Yeah, he interviewed Katase, who's the producer, and he was just asking him stuff, and he's like, "Oh, what are some other things you'd like to see?" Or like, "Oh, I think he may have even specifically said Parasite Eve, but he's like, "Oh yeah, of course we'd love to do that." I think he was just giving like a PRE answer, but I mean, you never know.
He said it would be a waste to not use these characters.
Right. Well, and if you guys remember, in the original Final Fantasy VII remake reveal, Aya Brea is on the side of the building. She's like a model or something. Mm-hmm. So they've been teasing Parasite Eve they're playing the long game on this one.
I think it's in our future. I don't know when, but I think it's in our future.
As long as it's not Third Birthday.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Third Birthday was so bad.
It was bad. I mean, I don't even know about, I think the gameplay was okay. It's just the story. They just really, really screwed up the story.
Was that a Vita game or PSP game?
It was a PSP game. Yeah. To me, what I didn't like, when you're ripping off Mind Jack, you know you're in trouble. You remember that game Mind Jack?
Fine, Jack. Nah.
So it was a Square Enix published it, so maybe that's where the mechanics came from. But basically, you're a character and you're like hacking into people's body, and you take over other people, and you kind of use them as fodder, I guess. And that's kind of what you do in Third Birthday. Like you kind of warp into other people's bodies and fight as them, and then you warp out or whatever. And then I could just remember so many times they just like you would fight a boss, story would happen, and then you would literally fight the same boss right then over again. And I'm like, this is just padding. So to me, that game was like offensive to me.
Yeah, like for a long time Parasite Eve fan such as myself, that game was just like at the end of the day I was like, what the hell did I just play? I don't even know what I just played. Well, it was just really just the story got me just completely like, why did you have to take Aya Brea out of the equation here? This doesn't make any sense. I mean, it is her, but it's like the little girl in her body, like I don't freaking know anymore. I like to destroy that game from my memory.
I'm sorry I brought it up. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Parasite Eve 1 was kind of RPG-ish, right? And then Parasite Eve 2 became not Silent Hill, Resident Evil style.
Yeah, it was 2 was just straight up Resident Evil. Yeah,
kind of. Yeah, I mean, like it had RPG elements. Like I think it had levels, it had skills you could use, but it was definitely more on the survival horror side more than the RPG side. I feel like the first one found a nice little balance. The other one kind of tipped the scale in one favor.
So if they were gonna make a new Parasite Eve, what kind of style would you like it in? Would you want it to be survival horror, or would you want it to be like action RPG?
See, that's a tough one because it was like an RPG. Like you randomly ran into encounters or like fixed positions and you had encounters. For what I would think Square Enix would do to it, I think they would probably go a semi Resident Evil 5 route with it, maybe. Probably, and like you'll have skills and stuff that you can use. But yeah, I would say probably a third person action shooter would be the best call on that one.
There you go.
yeah, you got to keep that moody vibe though. Like that's what I loved so much about 1. It was just so. It felt like a Resident Evil game. It was just so atmospheric, even for a PS1 game. Like when you're walking around Central Park and doing the investigation bits, it was so cool. And then like it threw all that out the window with the sequels, or at least
you had a lot of customization options as well. I remember I used to always like find tools and super tools so I can customize the gun correctly. I still to this day, one of my greatest gaming regrets is not finishing the Chrysler building in Parasite Eve 1. I could never do it. I never had the patience, and I never had the time. But that's just something I've always wanted to do. I gotta write that off on my bucket list.
All right, you got to do that on stream.
There you go. That'll be your next long play after you beat Nocturne. Then
I'll have to look into that.
All right, so have you guys been playing anything else other than Final Fantasy VII?
I've been kind of hopping all over the place. I've been in a gaming funk where nothing is fun. So there was a sale. It was like big in Japan or something on PlayStation, and so I got Dragon's Dogma, the Dragon's Dogma remaster. I remember really enjoying it on PS3, but just for whatever reason I just stopped playing. And so now that I've put in like 12 hours, now I remember why. The game is like, it doesn't explain what to do very well. So like right now I'm at this part of the game where you're like, wait 4 days for a trial. So I'm like, is it actually 4 in-game days, or am I supposed to do something? Because usually like when there's a quest, there'll be like a quest marker, like go here, talk to this person or whatever. But there's no quest marker because I did everything. And like I've gone to sleep and I've done quests and nothing's happening. So I'm like kind of confused as what I'm supposed to do. So I put that down. I started a new file on Mario Odyssey randomly. I don't know why. I'm like, oh, let's try something totally different. That wasn't really doing it. And then last night, I remember I had a New Game Plus file going on Tokyo Xanadu. and that seems to be clicking. So right now I'm playing through Tokyo Xanadu on PS4. I think I might just started chapter 5. Just did the Blaze arc.
That's fun. Is that the one where you go?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
You go into like the club and everything like that.
Yeah. Yep. That's that one. Have you played Tokyo Xanadu, Shadow?
That's another game I need to get back to one day. I started playing it for a while, and now I was like, I'll play something else.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I really enjoyed that. Ooh, we got breaking news.
What?
Nani?
I think E3 is getting canceled.
Oh man.
Oh well.
So,
you hate to see
some publisher was like, cancel your E3 flights, and then Wario64, who's usually pretty reliable with stuff, is like, E3 is getting canceled, it seems. So that's interesting.
Ah, man.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I don't blame him. Like, you don't want to gather that many people in one area. Never know what could happen. That's people coming from around the world.
Right. So here's the really crazy part, if this ends up being true, is so the ESA, the Entertainment Software Association, they're like the lobbying group for the video game industry. Apparently, half of their revenue comes from E3. So if there is no E3, do they like just cease to exist or something, or do they just like cross their fingers and hope they don't die? Like I'm.
They need to adapt. All right, they need to adapt to the changing times. I bet you, like E3 being canceled might be a blessing in disguise, because now we're gonna have, it's still gonna be at the same time as E3, but now we're gonna have all these publishers and all these companies do their own thing, like maybe their own, like, you know, streaming, like their own Nintendo Street Live thing, or Nintendo Directs, like, and all at once they announce all these things. I mean, they could do that themselves. It's not gonna cost millions of dollars just because they don't have to set up a huge fancy what's it called, theater and stuff like that. They could just do their own thing, and I wouldn't mind. Would you mind that if they had someone just like, they would just have someone announcing games via stream?
Nah, if that does happen, companies are gonna realize, like, why the hell do we spend so much money on E3 when we could just do this in our own venue and control the environment completely?
Yeah, they could have they have live demos and everything, and they don't even have to be live. They could be pre-recorded demos.
I think what's gonna happen is, like, going to E3 is gonna like not be the move anymore. What's gonna happen is it's pretty much just gonna be E3 week, where you just wait for like companies, developers to start their live stream or something like that on their platform.
I mean, there doesn't need to be an official event, because that's all we care about, right? Is like the press conferences. So, like, even if Sony is not going to E3, if they did like a state of play during that week, that would be awesome. Because then it would basically just be E3 again. Like, that's all we care about at the end of the day. So,
and then they could have timed E3 demos that you could download if you want to play them.
Yep, and it's only available for the week of E3.
Yeah,
that'll probably cause a lot of server crashes, but
I don't know why they haven't been doing that sooner. There's two very baffling things that the video game industry hasn't done, and I don't know why. One is that timed E3 demos. Like, I don't know why they're not like, here's the Breath of the Wild 2 demo. It doesn't work after June 12th, so play it while you can. Because, like, people do stuff like that all the time. Like the Neo 2 beta, it was like I think they called it the last chance beta or something. Stuff like that. And then two, and maybe they're doing this and I don't have a VR headset, and maybe they're doing this and I haven't realized it. I don't know why they're not doing more like live experience stuff with that. Like, back when they were doing E3 and PlayStation Experience, I don't know why they weren't like, pay $10 and have a virtual ticket, put on your VR headset, and there's like a 3D camera set up in the crowd or something like that.
And then
so
whenever
you're actually at,
and then whenever there's a trailer, it just goes to full screen in your VR headset.
Exactly.
I don't get it. We're geniuses.
Yep. Just pay us. Those executives don't need to get paid all that money. Just give us the money.
We have the ideas. All right. E3 being canceled. It's a good thing. All right.
Good thing.
all right.
Let's move to questions.
All right.
All right. Let's do some simple ones. Asian Sensation says, which do you prefer, peanut M&Ms or regular M&Ms?
Oh, get that peanut shit out of here. Just give me those regular M&Ms.
You know, I like peanut butter stuff all the time. Well, I don't mind peanut butter stuff, but when it comes to M&Ms, I'll take regular M&Ms.
Yeah, regular M&Ms. Because when I was a
I
kid,
like caramel M&Ms. Those are good.
yeah, like the peanut ones. Whenever I had them as a kid, I would just get rid of all the chocolate and spit the peanuts out.
Yep.
There's no reason for it. All right, Abram. The coronavirus has been shaking conventions by postponing them. Lol. So my question is, which developer is going to blame the coronavirus for conflicting their work schedule, thus delaying the game's release date?
That's interesting. I hadn't thought of that. I mean, a lot of people have just been telling. A lot of these developers have just been saying work from home. So I feel like it won't delay. It won't delay because you can't go to work. It might delay because people aren't going to be working as hard.
Yeah.
Like I've had the opportunity to work at places where you can work from home. And sometimes it's hard not to get a little lazy. Like, I'll wake up maybe a little before I'm supposed to be there and maybe not quite work as long. You know what I mean?
I remember when he did that. It was funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think... Like, I could see they're being delayed because they can't work at their studios, but I could see them still working from home.
Yeah.
But the company I see doing this, Square Enix... Final Fantasy 7 is going to be delayed.
Even though it already went gold, they're going to delay it.
Yeah, it's delayed already.
I hope that doesn't happen.
But hey, it's already happening to anime. ReZero Season 2 got delayed because of the coronavirus.
Yeah, you hate to see it. That's my show too.
Yeah, I don't. I'll be curious. Like, I wonder if there was a game that shooting for launch release of like PS5 or Xbox, and they have to delay it because of the coronavirus or something like that. Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't know.
I wonder if
Watch it delay Persona 5 because of coronavirus. Like, yo,
Persona 5 Royal.
Yeah,
that would be.
I could see. If the coronavirus lasts past summer, I could see it maybe hindering the launch of the PS5.
it could. It definitely could.
Yeah, just maybe not as many units get made or whatever.
Yeah, or just they get delayed and full out.
That'd be pretty wild if the console launches got delayed, but it's possible. It is possible.
All right. From Spaghetti, what are your thoughts on the FF7 remake demo? We have already answered that.
Yep, answered that.
Spaghetti, again, for Taylor. I know you're a fan of Colin Moriarty. Are you going to play his new game, Twin Breaker, a Sacred Symbols adventure, when it comes out on March 24th?
I want to... I mean, it looks cool. Brick Breaker game. It looks cool. For me, right now, it's a money thing. Unfortunately, we had a big project canceled on us at work, so we thought we were going to have a bunch of money, and now we don't. So... Sadly, a lot of games, it's not a matter of do I want to play it or buy it. It's do I have the money. So I want to play it. If I have the money, I'll play it. But it depends on funds at the time.
Taylor, if you have a will, there is a way. It's time to do list again.
It's true. It is only $10 apparently, so it's a cheap little game.
All right, here's a big one from Josiah Otaku. You have awoken in another world, a JRPG world. You and your GSP cast must decide who is what class and who will be the leader. You may use any JRPG classes, warrior, archer, black mage, white mage, etc. As a bonus, you may add extra party members from friends on Discord or others you know.
Interesting.
So let's add Connor, because Connor was a big part of GSP. He started it with us.
Yeah.
And then we'll add Maddie as well.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think of what classes they would be. Connor's always something complicated. Like I feel like
he'll be a calculator,
like a samurai or something like that, or a Dark Knight or
Dark Knight.
I remember we kind of had this question in a different format. For me, I'm always like I like to be the paladin. I like to have the armor to like protect, but then I also like to heal. So I'd be paladin.
Paladin. What about you,
Yeah.
Shadow?
Probably like the warrior class or something like that. Whatever has the most power, I'll go with.
You be the tank, or just
Not the
damage?
tank. I mean, yeah, DPS. Like whatever, like the DPS, like I want to say like a dragoon class. I want to say. But yeah, I'm not like great on magic. I don't care about archery unless it's like a long range class that you can use guns, maybe on that. But yeah, I like overwhelming power and destroying my foes with physical domination.
What about Maddie? I think Maddie would be the warrior.
Yeah,
No. Maddie would be a ranger. She
Oh yeah, she's actually really good with bow and arrows. Yeah,
she
so
likes
she'd
she
be-
likes the bows.
We used to have Nerf fights, and she'd have the Nerf bow, and she would just destroy everybody.
Damn.
That Nerf bow was so overpowered. I don't know how she did it.
Yep.
It was crazy. And it was accurate too, so you'd see her and then you hear thunk. Pew! And it was a poof, right in the chest or right in the head. It's like, what the hell? And she would be like
Yep.
across the yard. It's like, how are you doing that? And it was like
Pretty much.
it was an actual bow, Shadow, so she would actually have to pull it and let go and it shoots the dart. And it was like
Yeah,
there's like 5 darts in there.
Where are you guys playing?
in my backyard.
Ah,
So it's like around the yards.
okay, I see what you
Those were good times. We're too old for that now.
mean. Or are you?
No, like our bodies won't allow us to do that anymore. I would
or-
totally, I would totally do Nerf Wars again. Those are fun. For me, there's only one class that I would love. That'd be a Swordian Master.
A story investor.
Oh, what?
It's what the characters in Tales of Destiny were. They had
Oh, okay.
Swordians, which are sentient swords that give you spells and powers.
Gotcha. Sentience. Okay.
Telling you-
Swords that can talk to you.
Yeah, sounds like a talk. Yep. I'm telling you, Tales of Destiny is a very different Tales game. The story is completely different than any other Tales game. It's kind of weird that that's the second one, and then ever since then they've all had the same kind of story beats and themes. Who would be the leader?
It'd be Jake. We'll bring Jake back. He can be the leader.
He could be the You'll be the tactician.
That's right.
You would spend 2 hours explaining what we'll do.
Mm-hmm. And then we'd all die as he's explaining it.
Ouch.
From My Travis 13, have any of you played the Persona Q games? I've been rolling through the first one lately, and it's been super good. Definitely doesn't get enough love.
Yeah, I played the first one. I really like Etrian Odyssey games, and I'm like, oh, sweet. It's just Etrian Odyssey with Persona. But, like, the big problem I had with Persona Q was that you would just randomly come across groups of enemies, and you just don't have the right party makeup, and then you just get one shot and die. And that happens so many times.
But you figured out what to do, right? We've been
Apparently-
told we've been told multiple times on the Discord what to do.
Yeah, apparently Naoto is like super OP and broken in that game, and I don't know how or what ability she does or what the thing is, but apparently Naoto is like the best character in the game. I'd like to go back because I'm like super OCD, so I would love filling out the map and its Persona characters and stuff. But yeah, Persona Q left a bad taste in my mouth, so I never played 2. Which would be fun because it's got all the Persona 5 characters, but never played it.
I never played Persona Q. I
I
don't know.
played Persona Q. It was okay. I just never actually got a chance to finish them because I felt like they were a little bit like I felt like each dungeon was a chore to get through. But that's because probably I don't like Etrian Odyssey all that much. Like I hate stopping every 10 seconds to fill out a map. And like they had auto map feature, but it only filled out the ground and maybe some walls. No, I don't think it even did that. I think it just filled out the ground, and that was it. It wasn't a complete auto map feature. Like, I still had to do stuff. I still had to label doors, steps, and treasure chests and whatnot. And I guess that's what you do in Etrian Odyssey, but I don't care for Etrian Odyssey, so that's why I couldn't get into it. Or finish them. I brought it finish
the
them.
dungeon crawling stuff.
Yeah. I feel like each dungeon was really long too.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's kind of amazing that you are really into that, Taylor.
People for years have been trying to figure out my gaming taste. You'll never be able to figure it out because there's like weird mechanics that I just love for no good reason, and then there's things that I should love and I don't. Like on paper, I should love Cold Steel and I don't. And
it's so weird. It's so weird. It's such a Taylor game because look at it's Cold Steel Tokyo Xanadu is just Cold Steel with some ease elements in there, but it's modern Japan. So that's why I was like, wait, why do you like that game, but not Cold Steel?
The world will never know.
I know.
I played I played Cold Steel 1, played a little 2, and then I got a review code for 3, and I played a lot of 3, and to me, they're just slow. Like, the story just moves at a snail's pace on all those games, and I think that's what people like. Like, oh, the lore, and you get to talk to the NPC, and you get to hear their whole life story, and it's like, I don't give a shit about the guy that works at the item store. Tell me about the main story. And the main story is never interesting in Cold Steel 1.
Oh, man.
And then Cold Steel 3 takes forever to get going. It's like, oh my god.
Man.
Put a gun on my mouth and pull the trigger. It's so boring.
Oh, man.
Wait,
we do not agree with Taylor's viewpoints on Trails of Cold Steel people. Yeah, that's just his flawed opinion.
Wait,
I'm just slow. I mean, see, I'm very much in the minority because everybody that plays those games thinks they're like the greatest thing ever, and I don't get it.
Well, you have some people that have your opinion as well. You know some people.
Well, there are people that are wrong, so
how far? Do you know how far you got, Taylor? In 3?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't know.
The game did end suddenly, though.
Oh, it absolutely did.
It just ended, and I was like, everything. What? No. What? End.
I was like, no, the fuck you did not.
Yeah, exactly.
I say it like 5 times. I was like, you know what? We got Cold Steel 4 coming. I'm good. I'm okay.
It's like, they did not just do that.
Seriously. Yeah, if that came out in Japan, because I heard a lot of people were mad about the ending in Japan because they didn't know if Cold Steel 4 was coming out. But I would have thought about it calmly and be like, there's no way you can end it here. There's just no way. You can't end it here. I don't care if you go into bankruptcy. You need to end this. You need to make the next game.
Hopefully we're getting that next year.
It looks like I would have thought we would probably got an announcement by now. But it looks like, each month that passes and we don't get anything, it's like it's just going to be next year, Cold Steel 4.
Same with Ease 8.
Ease 9.
Or Ease 9.
I thought Ease 9 got... No, that was a whole...
People thought that Ease 9 and Cold Steel 4 were going to be announced. And what they announced some, like, weird trash tier...
That is the thing about NS America. Don't ever, like, believe their, like, announcement, like, we got a major announcement coming at PAX. Don't believe anything they say.
Oh my gosh, I know.
What did they announce?
They announced co-op in Ease 8 for PC is what they announced. And then lately, this was like super random. I guess yesterday or the day before they announced remasters for those 2D action side-scroller pretty games.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's all that.
Those games are super. Have you guys played those before? Those are super hard.
I played a little bit of them. I never dove deep into them.
Dude,
man, they're
Taylor,
hard.
I was there when you got those. Remember?
That's right. Yeah, that was back in the heyday when I was the PSP reviewer guy for Blistered Thumbs. But because like the way it works like Mega Man kind of, where you can pick your own level, but like each subsequent level gets harder. It's like you beat level 1. I'm just making this up. And when you go to level 2, then there's like more enemies and they hit harder, and then like so on and so forth. So like, it's sort of pick your poison with which levels you play it. Man, they were hard.
You hear dude a lot.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, a lot of dude. D-O-D.
Alright, Isual, what's a game that you want remastered? We've kind of answered this, but it was only on the PS1. Is there any other game that you want remastered from any era?
Remastered.
Shadow Hearts Covenant. That'd be great.
Do you want the whole trilogy, or do you just want Covenant?
I just want Covenant. I can really get like if we get all three, that's fine. I'm not gonna play them. I'm just gonna play 2, and that's pretty much.
The cool thing about 2 is that you don't really need to play 1.
No, you don't. You really don't. So,
I need to go back to 2. I need to go back to Shadow Hearts. That game was fun.
it was fun. Like Xenosaga, like goes without saying. I wouldn't mind Devil Survivor. Not Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2, so I could play 2.
I want a remastered collection of Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance, and Radiant Dawn. Path of Radiance is like insanely expensive. It never got ported, and there was a low print run. So if you try to buy that game, it's like hundreds of dollars. It's stupid. So just put them both on like a Switch collection for like $40-$50. I'll buy it.
I wanna
make sure you add permadeath because us newbies can't handle the old school Fire Emblem.
Man, I really want them to remaster Fire Emblem, Rune Factory 4. Oh wait, they did.
Did you pick that up, by the way?
Yeah, I'm playing it.
Does it play any different besides it looks better?
It's 3D. It's a 3DS game upported to Switch, and you could see it. You could see the 3DS-ness. The 3D models aren't like amazing. They're 3DS models, but they're crisp. They're not blurry anymore.
The one thing I thought I saw, maybe this is only in the new content, but it looked like the character portraits were animated now.
Yeah, that's only in the new stuff.
Oh, okay.
So
I was like, wow, they did some work.
So expect that for Rune Factory 5. That's what
I'm hoping for some better character models in Rune Factory 5 too, because they have the ability to do it. Like Rune Factory Tides of Destiny, which is a PS3 and Wii game, that game looks pretty good. Like if the game looked like a slightly better version of that, like a big world, then I'd be okay with that.
Mm-hmm. We got to get off Rune Factory. Shadow doesn't like it.
Yeah, I got nothing to say on that one.
And we've said that we want to remaster of Final Fantasy Tactics on PC
and modern consoles.
Okay, so what I did recently was,
what'd you do?
Speaking of Final Fantasy Tactics, is I downloaded some mods for the PSP version of Final Fantasy Tactics, which changes difficulties and bosses, or it does all sorts of stuff, but it changes bounce, changes some jobs, like they changed abilities for jobs. They changed the story levels now level with where you're at. So if you're like level 70, the story levels aren't going to be like at level 15. They're going to all be level 70.
So the level scale? That's interesting.
Level scale. The item scale as well. So if they're level 70, they're going to have level 70 items. Oh, there's so much. There's so much stuff in here, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to play this." It was called Final Fantasy Tactics, kind of PSP. So it's a kind of Final Fantasy Tactics, but it's different. That's why I was trying to get it to work on my PC, the emulator, and it wasn't. I'm like, I'm just gonna play it on my PSP.
I've seen other mods where you can add like Link and Solid Snake and like all these other characters and stuff.
Apparently there's a huge mod scene for Final Fantasy Tactics, and it's like, well, we're huge fans of Final Fantasy Tactics, so we gotta look into these mods.
Yep. And
Shadow, you gotta play Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah, one day. I mean, like, you're not getting the Final Fantasy Tactics remaster or remake. You got Ward Alliance. That's what you guys are gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if that does amazingly well, maybe.
Do you have a PSP? The hacked PSP?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should download Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions with the slowdown patch, what fixes the slowdown, and it makes the game run perfectly.
I don't know where my PSP is at. Just like I don't know where my Vita is at.
It's gone forever.
It's over for that. Nah, I know where my Vita is at.
I have two. Where did I put it?
I used to have. I mean, I had all my PSPs, and then I pulled them out. The thing with the battery like warps if you store it like somewhere. Like all the batteries warp in PSPs, and
Oh, really?
Mine have not.
Dude, you're lucky. I had 2 PSPs, and all the batteries they bend and warp, and I don't know what.
Oh yeah, that is a problem. I forget what causes it, but they grow. Yeah, I can't find my PSP. I don't know where it is. All right, next question: boxers or briefs? From Mike Travis.
Why though?
I don't know.
Why would you ask this question? What the heck?
They're probably on Discord talking about it or something, so they just asked us.
That's just weird.
Boxers, obviously.
I'm a boxers guy.
Boxers.
Yeah.
He really must know Travis.
Yeah. Here's one. Spaghetti. Do you think the Reginator can save GameStop? Personally, I think they should start selling Reggie merch and change their name to Reggie Stop. So Reggie is now on the board of directors for GameStop. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
And what can he do to save it?
I don't know if this is like them trying to save it, or as much as it is like a business move on his part, or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I heard these like people like go into companies and investing in stock, and then like raising the company just a little bit, and then like leaving the company. I don't know. Maybe that's for CEOs, but I don't think there's much you could do to save GameStop.
Yeah, it's they have to totally change their business model. It's
Yeah.
But GameStop is from a different era.
Yep. Especially as things go more digital, like I mean, they're kind of already doing it. Like every time I walk into the GameStop by my house, like half of it is just like merch now. It's like shirts and action figures and replica swords and all kinds of dumb crap. Yep. I hate going in there because they never have the game I want. Like I literally went in there to pre-order Rune Factory 4 Special, and they're like, "Yeah, it's not in our system." I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, I can't even find." I type Rune and Rune doesn't even show up. I'm like, "The game's out in 2 weeks." He's like, "Yeah, sorry, it's not in here." I'm like, "Wow." This is the last time. This is the last time I'm coming in here.
You don't carry that irrelevant stuff now. Okay, stop.
They have to do like a minimalist design for the stores, not filled with product. Just like, hey, all the stuff's in the back, and in the front it's like an arcade. Have you ever been to have you ever been to like a PC? What's it called?
PC cafe?
Yes, PC cafe. Something like that. I mean, that's the only thing you can do if you really want to save it. Because
that's interesting.
Brick and mortar shops that focus on one thing only are dying out. Like, do you guys remember Game Crazy?
I remember hearing about it. I don't think I ever went to that one.
That was Hollywood Videos game store thing, right?
Yeah, it was like GameStop's competition. Their trading values are super high, so that's what kind of killed it. But the store was pretty cool because they had systems everywhere that you could play, and they just put in random games that you could play, and it was all themed. It wasn't like generic Target theme that GameStop has. It was actually like grungy and game, man cave kind of stuff. And it was just like it felt cool because, well, the one near my house that was there had like a bunch of a bunch of setups, and I remember like one had like Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2, and one had Armored Core, another one had Madden, and it was just, and every day it was like a different game. And I was like, why doesn't GameStop do this? This is what GameStop needs to do. Of course they can't unless they have an adult-only section. They can't put rated M games, but they should have the game, like, setups with games in it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember one of the coolest things that the GameStop by Oak Ridge, Nick, used to do these Madden tournaments, and so I would go every year, and it was always super full, and people would be there all day, like stuff like that. I don't know why you have to get like a reason to be there. You know what I mean? Like, just have it be fun to be there, and then maybe somebody picks up a game while they're just hanging out, or something like Smash. Like have Smash tournaments every weekend, or NBA 2K, or pick a game. You know, like.
I definitely saw a decline in midnight releases when I worked at GameStop. When I first started, midnight releases were huge. Lines all the way down. You know where my GameStop was. So all the way down to like Chevys. That's where the lines were.
Wow.
All the time. Like for even, especially for like Skyrim. I remember Skyrim. It was just like the line just went out the door all the way to Chevys and everything like that. And everyone was super excited. And we had like fun trivia stuff, and we gave people merch who got the trivia right, and it was fun. And then sometimes for the like Halo 4, when Halo 4 came out, we had the game truck. We had a game truck, which is just like a truck full of game setups, and had like a Halo tournament.
That's right. I remember Jake used to work at that thing. Yeah.
And he with his connection, he brought it over a game truck. But you know what stopped it? What stopped that stuff? Corporate.
Really?
Yeah. Corporate was like, oh, you can't do this. You're not allowed to do this. It's like, this brings in customers, corporate. This is what you gotta do.
No, well, now they don't have to worry about pitching pennies because all the pennies are going to be gone.
Yeah.
So. I think they're going to have they're going to survive the year because the next gen consoles are kind of coming out, and like I think that's just going to bring them extra revenue.
I hope so, because I want to buy my PS5 there.
Well, you probably will, but I think by end of next year they'll be done. Like, unless they do something drastic, and I don't know what that is. I don't know what that could be.
They've been saying that GameStop.
I'm not in the business of keeping GameStop alive.
Do you still go to GameStop, Shadow?
Yeah, I go there on occasion. Last game.
We kind of lost him.
You guys can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, I haven't gone to GameStop recently. Like, I can't remember the last time I went and bought a game from there, but I still step in there from occasionally.
This was the last game that I bought from them. Fire Emblem.
Ooh, Awakening, nice.
Awakening, good.
I went in there because my phone store, AT&T store, is right next to it. So I go there and then I'm like, I'm gonna drop by my GameStop that I used to work at. It looks completely different. It's filled with a bunch of random merch. But it's like, this is just crap. Why would you buy this? But yeah, that's what GameStop is now. Crap. Yeah, that's the end of the questions. It'll be interesting to see if Reggie actually does do anything with GameStop. He just says, hey, we're gonna make it like Nintendo. We're gonna make it fun. We're gonna make everything happy. And yeah. But yeah, that's the end of the episode. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about?
This is the calm before the storm. By next time, I mean, I'm hoping I'm going to pick up whatchamacallit, Animal Crossing, provided money comes in. I'm going to try to I want to get Animal Crossing between now and the next episode. That'll be a big release. Doom will be out, right?
Yeah, we're going to talk about Doom on a JRPG podcast.
Well, I'm just saying,
I'm going to be super happy. Obviously, the next episode is going to be... No, I'm going to be super happy because Doom's out. And it's also going to be right after my birthday, so I'm going to be, super hyped. Or drunk. I don't know.
Nick drunk. That's funny. You don't like to drink.
Nope.
I'm trying to think if there's any big JRPG releases between now and the next episode. I don't
RPG Maker VX is coming out.
Seriously?
I don't know. It said... It might have been delayed again. It should have came out last year, but it keeps getting delayed.
Yeah, but the next closest JRPG note is Persona 5 Royal, which is at the end of the month. But I'm hoping that after that comes out and they let the marketing campaign do its thing, that they announce Scramble. I hope we get Scramble this year.
That's a good question. I don't know if we are. I'd say its chances are pretty high.
Because I mean, there's not a lot of. I mean, it's not like 100-hour normal Persona that they have to localize. It's probably a shorter game. Not as much has to be translated. I mean, it's a Warriors game, so I'm thinking maybe somewhere in the September October timeframe, maybe.
Hopefully.
Yeah, definitely be late. Yeah, definitely late. 2020.
I mean, Persona 5 Arena, whenever that's coming out.
Yeah, I mean now Grand Blue Fantasy's out, so maybe after Guilty Gear they can announce it. I'm trying to think of.
No, they'll announce it before Guilty Gear is released.
You think so?
Yeah, because Guilty Gear is going to release at the end of 2020. But then they're going to announce Tales of Versus.
Oh man,
Tales of
Versus
by Arc System Works.
By Arc System Works. That looks like that looks.
I haven't.
I could dream, okay?
Sorry, bro.
I already have.
I just hope we get a Grand Blue Fantasy Relink news before the end of the year. I mean, it's not coming out. We have this fantasy league going on in our Discord, and somebody picked that game up, and I'm like, oh, dude, what a waste of a pick. That game's not coming out this year.
Man, we've been waiting for that game forever.
I know, man. That game's been in development hell, man. Shit.
I don't like the look of it anymore. After playing Versus, it just doesn't look as good as I thought. Because it looks, what's it called? Like
it looks like the 2D character art, right?
No, the Versus looks like the 2D character art. Relink looks like clay. It's hard to say.
Yeah, it does. It looks funny. I can't put my finger on it.
It looks 3D.
But yeah, I mean the effects look cool. It'll be fun to play.
The effects look cool. I just remember seeing it at first, and I was like, "Oh, this game looks awesome!" And then now that I've seen like the actual art in motion, I'm like, "This looks weird. Something's off on it."
That's what's taking so long. They're fixing the art.
There you go. It's actually a 2D game that looks 3D.
That'd be weird.
That would. All right, guys, I gotta get up. My tailbone is killing me because it's super hurt. And next week, we'll be back. Yeah, we'll be back next week. Thank you for everything, and see you later, everyone.
Peace.
Bye.